Don't fear the raven. Nevermore, nevermore, don't fear the raven. Oh, nevermore, nevermore, don't fear the raven. Nevermore, nevermore, don't fear the raven. Oh, nevermore, nevermore.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's Tuesday night and time for some drivers to win some money as XCAL goes to USA International Speedway to battle for over $240 in the purse tonight. A big night ahead. First off, let's get to talking to some drivers. Noah Carpenter specifically. Noah Carpenter has returned to the fold, racing for the Bustin' at the Seams team. Noah Carpenter, welcome back, buddy. It has been a while.
Yeah, it has been.
How are you? And I mean, you're hopping into a new car with a fairly new team here this season. So, how are you feeling about it tonight?
Yeah, I feel really good. I can't thank Jason for giving me the opportunity to race here in such short notice. You know, this team showed a lot of success in the first two races for being such a new team. I mean, they've won one of the races already. Got a lot of good people behind us. I mean, seriously think we can do a lot this year.
Well, you did dominate the race last night. You had, 4 wins last year and won a bunch of money. Tonight could be the start of something new there.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I feel like we got the setup pretty good. Still a little unsure about it, but I know we'll get it good for the future and hopefully can run this car up front.
Well, man, good luck. It is awesome to see you back out on track, bud.
Thank you. I got to give a big thank you to all the sponsors here. XCAL Web Shop, just for putting the series on. I can't thank them enough. Flaming Karma and Jerry for getting me the paint so quick. I think it looks amazing. You guys will hopefully get to see it up front tonight. Butt Kicker, How to Suck at iRacing, Admin Box, and Try You Coolers. Can't thank them all.
Awesome, man. Good luck tonight, Noah.
Thank you.
Noah Carpenter back has to give the rest of the field a little bit of pause coming into tonight. As we mentioned earlier, he is fast. Cristiano Roca is back this week after some problems last week on track. Actually, it does not appear Cristiano is available, but Jeff Edgar is. Jeff, a bit of a week last night. You kind of gonna torture this phrase, but you kind of poked the bear last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, he does a lot of talking, man. I mean, you know, not everybody wants to hear that shit all the time.
Well, I hear you there, man. You're looking, I've been watching in practice. You're looking fast here tonight. Can you keep Bear in your mirror?
Well, I got to get Bear in my mirror first. That's a tough enough job on its own. I mean, the guy is fast and he drives okay, but yeah,
Well,
still
man,
talks a little much.
You've been, the start of the season has been good for you so far, man. Do we see you in victory lane tonight? And if not, when do we see you back in victory lane?
Well, if it's tonight, it's a miracle, but I hope I have a plan that'll work. I'm a little bit confident of it.
Well, man, best of luck tonight. Hopefully you can at least get the Mad Bear in your mirror.
Exactly, that's what we're going for.
All right, good luck, Jeff.
Thanks, buddy.
Jeff Edgar looking to further poke the bear here tonight. And speaking of the bear, King Matthew the Bear, how are you tonight? I know you've had an exciting week.
Yeah, man, doing pretty good tonight. You know, had a 24-hour Rolex race this weekend, got 3rd place in, so, you know, just steady grinding, getting solid finishes.
That seems to be the way to get it done, but now there's a new t-shirt in the XCAL web shop this week as well.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get to the finish line first. You get a t-shirt. So maybe one of these days Octavio will get one.
Man, it's USA. We have seen this race come down to some epic battles, and we have seen a lot of great battles on track, but we've seen some epic finishes here. What are you expecting to see here tonight?
Realistically, I expect to see a good battle between Noah, Luke, and Octavio as long as his internet holds up. I know I probably do not have the car to beat here tonight. very average car at best. I'm not great at short track racing anyway. But really, I think I've got a 5th place car. If I can come out there and just get a solid points night like usual, stay in points lead, and continue it on till next week or 2 weeks whenever we're back, and continue to fight for a championship, hopefully.
Well, man, best of luck. A great start to this season so far. Finally getting that victory at Rockingham. Long overdue. Great job, buddy.
Thank you, brother. And also, I just want to give a shout out to Luke. I tied him last week with my pole for 2nd place all time.
And that is awesome. Great job, man. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, man.
King Matthew the Bear looking to get back to victory lane. We also have Gerald Thanos Poole. See if we can get a quick word with Thanos on how his team's feeling tonight. Gerald, you got quite the team out here tonight. How are you feeling?
Well, personally, I'm kind of sore from the 24, so. But yeah, man, I tell you what, we got a full lineup tonight, and looking forward to seeing what's going to go down. So I know Octavio's really fast, Lataro's fast. We all running the same setup, so it'll be interesting to see what we can put together tonight as a team. But looking forward to it.
We've seen crazy racing here in the past, and the question has to be asked because obviously this season, shorter races, is it more about strategy or more about aggression here tonight?
Well, I think it's definitely about picking up a little bit more speed, but you still have the same setup cycle going. So, it's about more speed, but then being aware of what you can do with your fuel mileage. So it's kind of a little bit of both.
It's definitely going to be an interesting night of racing. Wishing you and the team best of luck. You got a new driver in one of the cars. Ought to be fun to watch.
Tim Ford, I want to thank Aaron, Web Shop Series, Tri Cooler Crew, Butt Kicker, who we got some good news about tonight. Admin Box, great stuff. And just looking forward to getting out there and seeing what we can do.
All right, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Catch you later.
Gerald Thanos Poole in the 9 car tonight. Hey, good evening to Martin Long and Martin the Trucker. We've got 2 Martins tonight. Good evening, Mark Dantuma. Good evening, Danny. Tanya Gleason and Steven Seams out here cheering on that new Bustin' at the Seams team. It's going to be a big one. Definitely, as we mentioned, in 2021, we had one of the wildest finishes in XCAL history. When the drivers came across the line side by side, one of them got pushed into the wall and was driving with his right sides on the wall, left sides on the track. Going great, Martin. How are you doing tonight, buddy? Michael DiCarlo is back tonight, a 22-car field. John Friley is here. Kyle McRecken Martin is back tonight after technical difficulties with his brakes last week, looking to turn things around here. And, of course, Noah Carpenter back in the field tonight. At times, very dominant driver in seasons past. What can he do here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get busy. Octavio Rondoletto and Luke Turpin on the front row. Noah Carpenter and Joe Campbell on the second row. King Matt the Bear on the third row with Brent Meckes. Sean Andrews and Lataro on the fourth row. Jared Mogard and Flying Ryan round out the top 10. Jason Seams starting in 11th with Jeffrey Goodpaster of Nowski Nation fame starting in 12th. Frank Klein starting in 13th with Michael DiCarlo in 14th. Steven Seams starting in 15th. Jeff Edgar in 16th. Cristiano Roca starts in 17th. Jose Godino in 18th. Stephen Rex in 19th. Kyle McRecken Martin starts in 20th. Gerald Thanos Poole and John Friley round out the 22-car field here at USA. As always, take a moment, hit that like, follow, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that share button. You guys commenting, sharing, and whatnot has helped us bring back Butt Kicker for the new season. More on that announcement, but coming this week. But there are 3 new Butt Kickers now in play. So a huge shout out to Butt Kicker for coming back on board for the season. And as always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let us know who you are cheering for tonight. A lot of these drivers do tune in to watch. Love knowing their fans are in the stands. Frank Klein is out here in the 23 car making his XCAL debut tonight. Jeffrey Goodpasser also making his XCAL debut. Sean Andrews' 75th career start tonight as well. Hayes' truck is in. They head toward Aaron up in the stand. Green flag is in the air there, down and away at USA International Speedway. Boy. Turpin tried to get to the bottom there, couldn't get into the gap. Now Octavio into the lead. Noah already to second. It will take a while for that outside line to get rubbered in and start making some moves up on the high side. The more time drivers spend up there, the sooner it's going to happen. And already seeing 2 and 3 wide racing as McRecken shoots the gap up the middle. McRecken already up 6 spots, now into 14th. Hey, good evening, Abraham, out here cheering on Jason Seams. McRecken just moved into 13th, actually just went past Jason Seams. Now sets his sights on Frank Klein just ahead. Another rookie in the field, Jeffrey Goodpasser. In the 3 car, now up into 11th. Keep an eye on Jeffrey. I've watched him race for a number of years. Jeff definitely knows how to get to victory lane. Noah Carpenter has taken the lead from Octavio Rondoletto. Luke Turpin in 3rd. Joe Campbell in 4th with the Bad Bear in 5th. Kyle McRecken Martin already moving toward the front, up 9 spots now into 11th. Also on the move is Stephen Rex. Stephen on the attack, now up into 15th. Michael DiCarlo having a rough start here tonight. He has fallen back to 20th. And John Friley appears to already be out of the race. Kyle Martin just set the fastest lap of the race so far and moved into 10th. He'll be one to keep an eye on here tonight, but keep a close eye on Noah Carpenter. Noah had 4 wins in 2023, won over $500, and has won a total of 19 events in XCAL competition. He dominated the Dash for Cash last night, getting the win there too. Jared Mogard, one of the new drivers in the league, already up 2 spots into 7th. Right behind him, Flying Ryan, now in 8th. Good evening to Andrew Schuler as well. A lot of new names in the likes column. Drop into the comments and tell us hello. Let us know who you're here watching tonight. And if anybody wants to make a bold prediction on the win here early on, go for it. Whoa, Joe Campbell starting to try and fight his way forward. Almost ended up 3 wide with Jared Mogard and Sean Andrews. Remember, Sean has had a rough start to this season. An emergency took him out of one race. A crash took him out of another. Sean trying to fight his way back up. A guy we know knows how to get the win in XCAL competition. Running for that J&S team. Keep an eye on Sean. Noah Carpenter, Octavio Rondoletto, and Luke Superman Turpin now up. The top 3 have pulled away. Hey, good evening, Bobby. Thank you so much for the stars, buddy. Really, really appreciate it. And you heard it in the pre-race. King Matthew the Bear has a new King Matthew t-shirt in the XCAL web shop. Go check it out at xcalracing.com/shop. And last week we not so subtly hinted that Flaming Karma, J&S, some of the teams might ought to send me some shirts. I wear 3X. Maybe tank tops so that when I'm streaming, I could have one on. Hey, good evening, Jadad. Joe Campbell sits back in 5th. Sean Andrews in 6th. Jared Mogard now in 7th. Lataro holds on into 8th. Flying Ryan now in 9th. McRicken in 10th. And already starting to heat up here as Jared and Lataro battle it out. Hey, good evening, Russell. Carrie Ann here cheering on Joe Campbell. Joe started the season with that win at Charlotte. Expecting a lot of great things out of the J&S team this season. Russell, how the heck are you tonight? Oh, Cindy Andrews out here cheering on Sean tonight. He's got his cheering section. Maybe that'll shake the bad luck that has started the season for him, and he can make his way back to victory lane tonight. Hey, good evening, Becky. And was really glad to hear about Scott's dad earlier, Becky. That was great news. Danielle Sargent also cheering on Joe tonight. And Joe might have the biggest cheering section out here tonight. As Octavio reclaims the lead from Noah Carpenter, Turpin is right there. Noah looks back to the inside. Noah sends it down through 1 and 2 and looked like he was going to clear out of 2, but Octavio found that high line momentum. Luke Turpin just sits there in third, waiting for his opportunity to pounce, but that is allowing the Mad Bear to close back in, and he is bringing Joe Campbell and the rest of the field with him. Octavio finally slides back into second place. Noah Carpenter reclaiming the lead here in the early going. Kyle Martin has now moved up into ninth, sits right behind Sean Andrews and Lataro as they battle it out. Cristiano Roca now up into 16th. A bit of controversy coming out of Rockingham between Cristiano and Matt Moniak. Matt Moniak may not be returning to XCAL competition after last week's race. It did get a bit rough between these two. If you missed out, go check out the YouTube shorts on our YouTube channel from last week. Noah Carpenter now having to defend. Octavio back at it. This is, as we have mentioned in the past, this track in Lakeland, Florida is one of the tracks that everybody in iRacing starts on. All the rookie divisions come, all the oval rookie divisions come here, both asphalt and dirt. It is a track everybody gets to come to, everybody gets some time at. It is easy to learn how to drive it. It is difficult to master it, and especially to master it at the level these drivers are at. Abraham saying, McKenzie is saying, go Jason, keep it up. Jason Curley sitting back in 14th as Goodpaster right behind him. Stephen Rex just ahead. Rex on a tear so far, already up 6 spots into 13. Meanwhile, McRecken just took 8th place from Lataro. Octavio, meanwhile, has reclaimed the lead. Noah in second, Luke Turpin in third, and lap traffic, 3/4 of a mile track. Lap traffic is going to become an issue here quickly. Steven seems just ahead in 21st, about a straightaway ahead of the leaders. Jared Mogart has now moved up into 4th, up 5 spots from where he started. One of the new JNS drivers this season. Jared has definitely came out here and made himself known. Mogart has had 2 top 5 finishes in the first 2 races. In fact, both races, he came home in 4th. A very, very promising rookie. Not sure where Danny and Joe, but if I ever put a team together, I will have Danny and Joe do my recruitment. Octavio opening up a couple of car links. Steven Seams now coming, getting the leaders coming by. Matt Bear back in 5th, Joe Campbell in 6th, McRecken now all the way up to 7th after starting in 20th. Sean Andrews holding on to 8th. Lataro now to 9th. Rookie Frank Klein up 3 spots into 10th. Stephen Rex, we mentioned earlier, was on the move. He is now up 8 spots into 11th. Flying Ryan back in 12th. Brent Meckes in 13th. Jason Seams in 14th. The other rookie in the field, Jeffrey Goodpaster, sits in 15th. Jose Godino up 2 spots into 16th, with Cristiano Roca riding right behind him in 17th. Jeff Edgar currently in 18th. Gerald Thanos Poole back in 19th. Michael DeCarlo seems to be struggling again tonight. He is in 20th. Steven Seams currently in 21st, and Friley out of the race after only 3.5 laps. That's a bit of a surprise. Oh, we've got a problem at the front. Noah Carpenter is ran hard into the wall. Caution is out. The field has to go around him. Heavy damage to the front of Carpenter's car. First caution of the night, lap 39. Should see everybody in for fuel. Noah will be in for repairs. Let's see if we can see what just happened. Noah comes out of turn 2 just a little hot, gets into the wall, clips Luke Turpin. Turpin manages to hold on to it, and the whole field manages to split around Carpenter, but Carpenter took heavy, heavy damage. Hey, good evening, Jason Coleman. How are you, man? What you been up to? Good evening, Tessa. Gerald Poole and Michael DeCarlo both staying out. Does look like Thanos is going to come in now. Looks like he stayed out just to pick up some bonus points. Octavio Rondoletto comes out, but Luke Turpin comes out with the lead. Jason, I can't believe you went to Texas Roadhouse without me, buddy. Oh, Earl Seams got 200 practice laps in here yesterday. Fully expect to see another Seams in the car very, very soon. Earl, if you're like the rest of the Seams family, I'm sure you're quite fast, buddy. I'll let you have it this time, Jason. Don't forget me next time you go to Texas Roadhouse. After pit stops, Luke Turpin, Octavio Rondoletto, King Matt Bear, Jared Mogart, and Sean Andrews. Now your top 5, Kyle McRecken, Martin, Joe Campbell, Lataro, Brent Meckes, and Flying Ryan, rounding out your top 10. Sean Andrews picks up several spots on pit road. Kyle Martin moving up into 6th. Mogard now up into 4th. Flying Ryan back into the top 10. Stephen Rex now sits in 11th. Jose Godino picked up a lot of spots. He is now going to be in 12th. Jeff Edgar now up into 13th. Jason Seams still holds in 14th. Roca in 15th. Frank Klein loses some ground back into 16th. Jeffrey Goodpaster in 17th. Gerald Poole in 18th. Michael DiCarlo currently in 19th. Steven Seams in 20th. Noah Carpenter is still on pit. He is rolling out now. Jason, it definitely, this place does shape up to have some great races. As we mentioned earlier, the race here in 2021, we saw the finish separated by hundredths of a second, with one driver all four wheels on the ground and one driver right side wheels up on the wall. It gets close when they battle here in Lakeland. Hayes' truck is in, green flag back in the air. And Luke Turpin goes to the lead for the first time here tonight. Hey, good evening, Jared Heasley. When will we see you back in a Flaming Karma racing car? Looks like that high line may already be coming in. McCracken on the high side starting to move forward right behind Mogard. And McCracken sticks the nose in to make it 3 wide out of 4. Mogard bounces off. Holy cow, they all saved it. That was one heck of a gutsy move by McCracken. Mogard slips back into 8th. He's got some ground to make up. This week we may go looking for that video from 2021 and see if we can make a YouTube short out of it. It was definitely an amazing night of racing here. Everybody gets single file for the moment. Jeffrey Goodpaster starting to make his way back up. He is in 14th. Right behind 13th place Frank Klein, who's starting to move forward again. Jason Seams also picking up some spots on the restart. He is now up into 12th. Plus, Jason has a nice new paint scheme with a very pretty logo on the hood of that car. No, Edmund. I don't know what clip you're talking about, buddy. Matt Baer now into 3rd, Lataro in 4th, Sean Andrews still holds on to 5th, but McCracken already up 14 spots into 6th place after that gutsy 3-wide move. I don't know if anybody else would have tried to make that move, but Kyle just stuck the nose in and went. Luke Turpin out front with Octavio, Matt, Lataro, and Sean Andrews, your top 5. Jared Mogard back in 7th as the boss. Joe Campbell and his teammate Flying Ryan right behind 3 J&S cars. Sitting there 7th, 8th, and 9th at the moment. Brent Mackes currently running in 10th. Brent starting to pick up some speed after losing ground here in the early going. Stephen Rex, who We mentioned that been moving up in the first part of this one, now up into 11th, up 8 spots from where he started. Jason seems back up into 12th as he starts to work his way forward. Frank Klein currently in 13th in the BRR car. Jeffrey Goodpaster in 14th, one of the favorites in the Nowski Nation. You can tune in and see the Nowski Nation tomorrow night at 9 Eastern as their season continues. And what a season it has been so far. While everybody settles into a rhythm and Superman is leading, we'll take a quick commercial break. But don't go anywhere, folks. We're going side by side. You won't miss a thing. And we are back. Don't forget to come back in 2 weeks. XCAL is off next Tuesday night, but 2 weeks from tonight, they will be at Five Flags. And man, that is a great one, especially at night under the lights. There are parts of that track that actually is very difficult for the drivers to see. It is a downhill back straightaway, an uphill front stretch. Things are just non-stop excitement there. You definitely want to... Oh, holy cow! Luke Turpin is hard into the wall. Caution is out for the second time. Lap 66. And Superman Luke Turpin just found his kryptonite. Looks like Turpin came off. Looked like he was going to the bottom, maybe to block Octavio. Octavio took heavy damage. Now the blimp is a little bit high, but the chopper is not. Let's see what he saw. Was it just a... Oh, looks like Turpin was way loose, trying to get it gathered up, just came down too far. Wow. Michael DiCarlo does stay out to lead a lap, pick up some bonus points here. And one of the favorites, Luke Turpin, significant front end damage, but additionally, looks like Octavio Rondoletto took some hard damage. And he did. That right front is messed up, and while this is only a 3/4 of a mile track, aero is definitely important here. Matt Bear comes off pit road in second. Lataro coming out in third. McRecken in fourth. Stephen Rex comes off pit road in fifth. Joe Campbell in sixth. Frank Klein now in seventh. Flying Ryan in eighth. Sean Andrews in ninth. Jeff Edgar in 10th. In his debut race, Jeffrey Goodpaster now up into 11th. Jason Seams holds 12th. Jose Godino now up into 13th. Brent Meckes 14th. Cristiano Roca in 15th. As we were saying, 2 weeks from tonight, we will be at Five Flags. You're not going to want to miss that. And don't worry, folks. Even though XCAL is off next Tuesday night, I promise we will have some entertainment for you. You'll definitely want to tune in and see what we're broadcasting. We'll announce it later this week. And also the official announcement of a new series coming on Sunday afternoons. Luke Turpin is still on pit road. He is coming back out. He has so far maintained the lead lap. He has been to pit road, looks like 2 times now, trying to get that car in as good a condition as is possible. Noah Carpenter is also back out on track after his early damage. He is a few laps down at the moment, as is Steven Seams. Both of those drivers hoping to get into a position to get their laps back. Looks like the lights are out on the pace truck. Noah Carpenter gets waved around. He is back on the lead lap. Has he gotten the car fixed enough to fight his way back to the front? Lights are back on. They will delay the green flag. Only 2 cautions so far tonight. And we have yet to see a green flag stop here. If you'll recall, green flag stops here last year took out one of the best, considered the greatest XCAL driver of all time, Austin Edwards, overshot pit road entry, went straight into that concrete wall and ended his night. We saw a lot of other chaos, missed pit road entries. Green flag stops here ain't easy, folks. There we go. Pace truck is in. Green flag is back in the air. Lap 74. Now we'll see just what kind of condition Octavio Rondoletto is in. Lataro moving quickly into second place. Big push from Kyle Martin back behind. And Lataro may have just gotten bumped up the track. McRacken now to second place. Let's take a look at this from another angle. See if Lataro had some help. Couldn't tell from that angle. If he did, Lataro ain't called the butcher for nothing. Wait for him to make a comeback. Frank Klein has had a problem in mid-pack there, 3 wide. On the front straightaway, 3 wide into turn 1. Luke Turpin is on the attack. He is headed for the front, with help from Noah Carpenter. Hey, good evening, Kevin. Let's see what happened to Frank Klein. Frank in that 23 BRR car. Oh, he gets into Sean's bumper. Sean Andrews manages to recover. Frank Klein goes down through the grass and gets rolling again. Getting a little rough in the mid-pack here tonight. Holy cow. Lataro now to 7th. Sean Andrews did not lose any ground. Currently sits in 9th place. Jared Mogard right behind him in 10th. Luke Turpin has already made his way back up into 11th. Noah Carpenter has made his way back to 13th. Remember, Carpenter was a lap down not long ago. Octavio still in the lead, but Kyle all over him. King Matt the Bear currently sits in 3rd. Stephen Rex in 4th. Joe Campbell now in 5th. Flying Ryan up to 6th. Lataro 7th. And the newcomer Jeffrey Goodpaster in 8th. Plus, I mean, look at Goodpaster's car. Look at the hood. That logo is beautiful. Jared Mogard in 9th. Sean Andrews in 10th. Kevin, that going to the gym might help you out, buddy. Luke Turpin now back into 11th. Cristiano Roca in 12th. Brent Mecca's 13th. Noah Carpenter 14th. Jose Godino currently running in 15th. Gerald Thanos Poole in 16th. Jason Seams losing a little ground after pit stops. Now back in 17th. Jeff Edgar in 18th, Frank Klein in 19th, Michael DiCarlo in 20th, and Steven Seams in 21st. Jeffrey Goodpaster sits right behind the best battles on track. Let's take a lap around in car Let's see if sparks are flying yet. Goodpaster definitely having to hold on to it. You see him hitting the red line at the end of the straightaway. They are not conserving fuel at all here tonight. And you can tell this track is bumpy, especially as we go off into 1 and 2. It really unsettles the car. You see how much his hand has to work as it gets bumped through the turns. Back down into 3 and 4. Back on the throttle, just squeezes it in and shoots down the straight. At the moment, Goodpaster is closing the gap on Lautaro in 7th. Frank Klein caught up in that incident a few moments ago. Has dropped back into 18th. This is Frank's XCAL debut as well here. Meanwhile, 2 of the drivers in the top 5 have made some big moves to the front. Kyle McRecken Martin up 18 spots into 2nd. Steven Rex is up 15 spots into 4th. Flying Ryan in 5th place. Now has Lautaro coming. Lautaro just getting past Joe Campbell. Came down awfully close. Joe had to crack the throttle a little bit going through 3 and 4 to not get into Lautaro's bumper. Sean Andrews currently sits in 10th, right behind Mogard. Teammates likely not going to do a lot of battling. Hopefully we'll be able to work together to get back up closer to the boss. As we mentioned, Sean has really had a rough start to 24. We know he knows how to get to victory lane in these XCAL races, so hopefully this season will turn around for him. Octavio still trying to put a little breathing room between him and Kyle McRecken Martin. Octavio, one of the 5 Flaming Karma cars out here tonight. I stand corrected, 6 of the Flaming Karma cars are out here tonight. Octavio Rondoletto is out. Lautaro is out here in 5th. Cristiano Roca also out here currently running in 11th. Jose Godino out on track in 15th. Gerald Poole in 17th and Frank Klein in 18th. J&S has those 4 cars, but a lot of their team is up here in the top 5, or in the top 10 rather, with Flying Ryan, Joe, and Jared 6th, 7th, and 8th, and Sean Andrews in 10th. Sean starting to blink a bit, as is 2nd place Kyle McRecken Martin. Kevin, that no soda thing will help a lot, but that's one habit I'm having a hard time with. Octavio already back into lap traffic. Noah Carpenter is back on pit road. This is an unscheduled pit stop for Noah after the damage earlier. Likely having a problem with the handling on the car. And it does sound like a lot of the drivers are getting the wall off of turn 4 and off of turn 2, pushing the cars right to the limit. USA is one of those tracks where almost none of the cars will come home without at least a little stripe, a little scratch, a little something. Hey, good evening, Dustin. Noah is on his way back out after losing a couple of laps on pit road. Does look like he was in for repairs. Luke Turpin, who was involved in that incident, had been up front, led some laps, and was battling for the lead. Was actually in the lead when his incident happened. Is now back in 12th place. And it looks like that car may not have much more speed left in it. He's trying to reel in Cristiano Roque. He's about a half second back. Turpin briefly getting stuck behind Steven Seams as they come off of turn... Oh! Seams gets a little bit of the wall there, moving up the track to let the leaders by. Earl, if you can make 50 laps here without touching the wall, I'd be impressed. I think everybody gets the wall here. Hey, good evening, Brandon, and welcome. Yeah, busting at the seams, J&S. They are tearing it up tonight. J&S obviously has their cars dialed in with 4 of them in the top 10. At the moment, that is the most of any team out here. Kyle McRacken Martin is a solo driver in that EHP car owned by Austin Edwards. Did talk to Kyle last night, did say we can expect to see him back in that car some more this season. And possibly the return of Austin Edwards in a future race. Kevin, that's a fun track. I don't know what Noah Carpenter has gotten fixed on that car, but apparently that last pit stop was exactly what he needed. He is closing in on Octavio. About to get one of his laps back the old-fashioned way. Last time by, Noah was a quarter of a second faster than the leader, and the leader, Octavio Rondoletto, is pulling a gap on Kyle McRacken Martin, Matt the Bear, Stephen Rex, and Lataro. Joe Campbell moves up the track to let his driver, Jared Mogard, get by. Sean Andrews has now gotten past Jeffrey Goodpaster, moving Andrews into 9th. Goodpaster is now back into 10th. Kevin saying he likes this track in Legends and Mods. I don't know that I've ever driven either of those cars here, but I will say late models and super late models here are a blast. As Noah Carpenter continues to work back to the lead lap, and Octavio Rondoletto continues to lead. We're going to take a quick commercial. Don't go anywhere. We will go side by side. Like Aerosmith said, you won't miss a thing. And we are back. Octavio still has the lead. Don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back at Five Flags. Always a great time with that track, especially under the lights. A uphill front stretch, downhill back stretch. And turn 3 gets a little bit dark at night. Things will get a bit wild. Also, don't forget to check out the XCAL Racing web shop, xcalracing.com/shop, and get your new King Matthew the Bear t-shirt after his win last week at The Rock. Tonight's event is brought to you in part by the Tri-E Inc. and the Cooler Crew, and all race control equipment provided by Admin Box. Use the promo code XCAL-Box to save 10% on all orders at www.adminbox.com. Also, Admin Box, make a broadcaster box, please. And before we get to the next round of pit stops, right now it looks like we may get green flag stops. There is the view from the blimp. And looks like green flag stops have begun. Jeffrey Goodpaster is in. You can see him hitting pit road. A lot of cars coming in right now. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. We will have the Nowski Nation back on track as their season continues. Hopefully we see the return of Pudge himself here soon. Thursday night at 7 Eastern, we have Home Motorsports, the cleanest league on iRacing, continuing their season. Only a couple races left, points extremely tight. As the leader gives up the lead to hit pit road, Steven Rex will lead for the first time tonight. Also, don't forget, after the Home Motorsports broadcast, we will have the weekly HTSAI Community Convoy. You definitely want to check that out. All the group of everybody out there that plays American Truck Sim is welcome to go trucking with us. Sunday morning, GT3 NSS returns at 11 a.m. Eastern. And this Sunday, we'll have the full announcement here in a few days. But this Sunday, we will have a new GT4 league being broadcast shortly after GT3 NSS. And of course, Thursday afternoon, we have the HTSAI Community Hunt. So those of you playing the Hunt or Call of the Wild, you're welcome to go hunting with us. Sunday night, BRR Cup Series is back. As Matt Bear gives up the lead, Cristiano Roca is headed in. Jose Godino is now going to take the lead. Sunday night, we do have the BRR Cup Series as we close in on the end of the regular season and prepare. Oh, we've got a car hard in the wall. It's Frank Klein. Monday night, Jones BS Racing will continue their winter season. As it comes to a close, will Kendrick Cryer be able to win that championship? And next Tuesday night, as we mentioned, XCAL is off, but folks, don't worry, we will have a surprise broadcast for you guys to watch. Let's see what happened to Frank Klein coming off of turn 2. Frank all alone as he heads off through 1 and 2. And just back in, snaps loose, hits that inside wall. Manages to get the car rolling, but not in a great place as drivers coming off pit road. Frank is on fresh tires. Those cold tires here do get a little dicey until the temperatures and pressures come up. Jeff Edgar out front leading for the first time tonight. Looks like he is going to stay out. Stretch that fuel as far as he can. Almost got lucky there with that Frank Klein incident. If the caution had come out, he'd have been sitting in high cotton. Octavio still, and here comes Jeff Edgar into pit road. That will complete the cycle of pit stops. Octavio Rondoletto likely about to reclaim the lead here. As soon as Edgar completes his stop and gets back out on track, we'll see where your favorite driver is sitting. If you have a favorite driver in the field, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. These drivers, a lot of them do listen in. They love to hear their fans are cheering for them. Hey, good evening to John Story and Barbara Lewis. And John Berry. Jeff Edgar is back out on track, does maintain the lead lap. Octavio Rondoletto currently in the lead. Let's just get our full field rundown. Brandon Yates cheering on Jason Seams. Let's get our full field rundown. See where all the Seamses and all the drivers are. Octavio Rondoletto has the lead. A big lead after that stop. 6 seconds now over his friend Lataro. Lataro currently running in second. A Quiet Knight has worked his way up from 8th. Kyle McRecken Martin started in 20th, now sits in 3rd. It was not a quiet path to the front, but it's all said and done. He now runs in 3rd. King Matthew the Bear currently sits in 4th, happy after that win at Rockingham last week and his new t-shirt in the web shop. Jared Mogart sits back in 5th at the moment, started in 9th and lurked around 10th, is now starting to make his way forward. Stephen Rex now up 13 spots. He has been quietly marching forward all night. Started in 19th, now runs in 6th. Flying Ryan Seams currently running in 7th after starting in 10th. The car seemed to be have a little struggle in the early going, likely because he's driving a Ford. But looks like that team has got the setup adjusted the way he wants it. He is starting to move forward again. Joe Campbell currently sits in 8th place. Joe has been as high as up in the top 5, has a fast car tonight and his team all around him, including his teammate Sean Andrews, who currently sits in 9th. Had a rough earlier in the race, got almost completely sideways from a bad bump, managed to gather that car up, fight his way back into the top 10. Brent Beck is currently sitting in 10th place, just quietly making his way up through the field tonight. Noah Carpenter had that first incident early in the race, went a lap down, has fought his way back, been on pit road for multiple repairs, but Noah in his first race of 2024 is showing why he is one of the best. He is now up to 11th. Jason Seams, J-Dog, currently sits in 12th place. Jason has been as far back as 15th, but has been fighting his way forward all night long, currently in 12th. Jeffrey Goodpaster in his first XCAL race here tonight, currently sits in 13th place, has been as high as 7th place so far tonight. Luke Turpin led earlier in the race, now sits in 14th. Superman went off the nose of Octavio into the inside wall, a hard hit, heavy damage to that car. The team has been working on it on every stop. Now in 14th, trying to make his way forward. Cristiano Roca, controversy with that driver last week at the Rock. He currently up 2 spots into 15th tonight, has had a clean race so far. Jose Godino also up 2 spots tonight. He is in 16th place. Keep an eye on Jose. He stretches the fuel and always ends up in the top 10. Jeff Edgar currently sitting in 17th as Noah Carpenter is headed back in. Jeff Edgar currently sits in 17th, stretched the fuel window further than anybody, led several laps on the track for a great points night here tonight. Gerald Thanos Poole sits back in 18th. Started at 21st, making up a little bit of ground through the field. Michael DiCarlo had a great debut at Charlotte, but last week at Rockingham struggled a bit, appears to be struggling again here tonight. Steven Seams currently sitting in 20th place, another quiet run. Just trying to get a feel for the competition and learn how to drive with these XCAL folks. Frank Klein, multiple incidents so far tonight, sticking it out. Currently sitting at 21st, and John Friley out of the race after 3 laps. Hey, John, yeah, McRecken on the attack, and Matt is not racing tonight. After some controversy at Rockingham, Matt Moniak decided to step out of the car for the week, is unsure if he will return to XCAL competition. If you go and look at our XCAL YouTube shorts from last week, he could probably figure out what is going on with Moniak. And hey, if you guys haven't already, make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, all those buttons. Most importantly, hit that share button. You guys help these leagues grow. XCAL found out earlier today, just 5 hours before the drop of the green, that Butt Kicker was back on board for the season. That is thanks to you guys. That is where the sponsorship comes from. You guys helping out by liking, follow, share, subscribe, commenting, and making sure you drop by the XCAL Racing website. Visit the web shop. Help us out. John, if you'll send me a message after the race, I'll find and specifically send you the 2 shorts. If you can't find them. Luke Turpin just raced his way back to the lead lap. Octavio doing everything he can to keep him 1 lap down. Turpin has raced his way through the field, put himself in the position. Hopefully he'll be able to get back to the lead lap here. Obviously that car took a lot of damage earlier in the race. Superman has got it running and is almost back on the lead lap. Noah Carpenter is back out on track after an unexpected stop. He is currently sitting in 19th, a couple of laps down. He's fought his way back to the lead lap once already tonight. Can he do it again? Jason Seams, one of the fearless leader of the Bustin' at the Seams team, has now made his way to 11th place, is 2.25 seconds behind Brent Meckes, and is closing the gap. John, I wholeheartedly agree. When I talked to him yesterday, he seemed pretty dead set, but I will definitely be talking to Matt Moniak more this week, and hopefully we can convince him with the off week to get back into that 3 car for 5 flags. Folks, 2 weeks from tonight, you definitely don't want to miss out on 5 flags. It's one of my favorite tracks because, very much like North Wilkesboro, it is uphill and downhill. And it does make the corner entry and corner exit very exciting. Turn 4, coming off turn 4 onto the front straightaway, uphill, you tend to have cars getting very, very loose. And drivers will have a lot of work going on next week to keep those cars on track pointed the right way. Joe Campbell still sits in 8th, Flying Ryan in 7th, Sean Andrews in 9th, the 3 J&S cars. But now Jared Mogard has made his way back into the top 5, is sitting in 4th place. Octavio Rondoletto in the lead, now looks under Jeffrey Goodpaster. Goodpaster in 12th, going a lap down for the first time tonight. Having watched Goodpaster race for several years, I can safely say, don't count him out yet. Speaking of folks to not count out yet, Noah Carpenter, a couple laps down, now back in 19th place. He lost ground earlier in the race, lost a couple of laps, fought his way back to the lead lap. Don't count him out yet. He could get back on the lead lap at any moment and get back into the fight. Also worth noting that right now, Goodpaster is Noah Carpenter is faster than the leader, Octavio Rondoletto. Jared Mogard gets under the king. Mogard now into 3rd place for the first time tonight. The field after that last round of pit stops is definitely spread out. Hey, John, speak of the devil, guess caution is out. Frank Klein involved again. Lap 173. And good evening, Matt Moniak. How are you, buddy? Frank Klein has definitely had a rough night tonight. Let's see what happened this time. There's Frank right behind Luke Turpin coming off turn 4. Tries to get underneath Turpin, just sends it in a little too deep. Pushes up right across the nose of Superman. Does look like Frank did. Yep, he gets rolling again. Does make it to pit road. Will he be able to get back out? Did not look like too much damage. I knew you'd like that, Matt. Everybody is on pit road. They cannot go the distance from here on fuel. Most of these drivers saying 55 to 60 laps on a tank. Jadad, yeah, I'd cover my eyes on that one too, buddy. Octavio will retain the lead. Lataro in second. King Matt the Bear currently sits in third. Brent Mekas has dropped back down onto pit road unexpectedly, moving Steven Rex to fourth. Now Jared Mogard in fifth. Kyle McRecken Martin in sixth. Should move Goodpaster up to seventh. Jose Godino in eighth. Joe Campbell into ninth. Will depend on how quickly Brent Mekas comes off pit road. Looks like Brent may hold on to seventh place. Hey, good evening, Richie Joplin. How are you, buddy? Matt Moniak cheering on the Bustin' at the Seams team tonight. And Brent Mekas is back on pit road yet again. They are nowhere close to being able to make it on fuel. It doesn't look like the car has any damage that needs repaired. No tires. This has to be a fuel, and I guess he has some damage we can't see. He is getting squared away. Jadad, I think if there was a possibility of the drivers being able to, if iRacing added a fight option, I think we'd see a lot of XCAL races end with fights in the infield. Matt also, I am sorry, Matt. Matt also cheering on J&S as well as Bustin' at the Seams. Both of those teams working closely together this season, and it is definitely paying off for both of them. However, Flaming Karma have the top two cars at the moment as they stack back up, and Jeffrey Goodpaster is in. We saw Brent Mekas drop into pit road three times under this caution. This is peculiar. Matt, John Barry is telling you to get back into one of these Bustin' at the Seams car. Richie, I have to agree. I think a fight option would be awesome. Pace car is in. Rondoletto controls the restart. Green flag is back in the air. Rondoletto sends it into one with the lead. Lataro manages to get into the gap on the bottom. Now into second place. Goodpaster is still on pit road. Gerald Thanos Pool has had a problem. No caution yet. Let's see what happened. There's Thanos as they head into turn one. Not the first time we have seen that tonight. Cold tires off turn two. sends him around. A heartbreak as Thanos was starting to make his way forward, now has some front end damage. Frank Klein has also had another problem. Jeffrey Goodpaster is back off pit road. Let's see what happened to Frank. There's Frank headed off into turn 1 in the 23 car. Loose out of 2 on cold tires. Holy cow! Goodpaster's heart likely stopped. Inside of Jeffrey Goodpaster's car as he's coming off pit road. And there goes Frank Klein spinning right in front of him. King Matt the Bear is battling for second. Looks like he has the run underneath Lautaro. Jared Mogard trying to keep his nose to the inside on Lautaro. Can't get there yet. Steven Rex and Kyle Martin right behind. Cristiano Roca a little ways back battling with Joe Campbell. And Jason Seams is now to 9th. He is in the top 10 for the first time tonight. Grim Mack is currently sitting in 10th. Sean Andrews in 11th. Flying Ryan in 12th. Jose Godino now up into 13th. Jeff Edgar in 14th. Luke Turpin in 15th. Still a lap down. Noah Carpenter also still a couple laps down here. And while they're putting some laps down, let's take a quick look at some of the important stats. That is from the Monday Night Dash for Cash. So far, Jeff Edgar has won the most money. This does not account for Noah Carpenter's win last night yet. Jeff so far winning $29, Matt winning $26, Mogard in his rookie season already up to 9. Looking at the current owners' points for the Owners' Championship, Matt Bear currently leads the points, owned by Jason Seams and Jared Mogard and Joe Campbell, currently sitting second and third coming into tonight. Brent Meckus, Flying Ryan right behind, but you see second, third, and fifth, all J&S cars. Some close points out there. A lot of racing left to go this season. There's the overall Web Series points as of right now. Only in our third race of the season. Things are definitely still tight out on track, though. A lot of racing left to go, especially with that most valuable drivers. Joe Campbell having already won 143.79 this season. Be interesting to see who comes out on top of that. Joe currently sitting in 7th place. Matt Bear was just a couple dollars behind though, whereas Matt is currently 2nd on track. Laura Seams cheering on Flying Ryan. Flying Ryan currently sitting in 11th. Right on Jason Seams' back bumper in 10th. And while they are family, I don't see Jason giving up that top 10 spot easily. Meanwhile, Octavio out front by 2.6 seconds over Matt Bear, Kyle Martin, Jared Mogart, and Steven Rex. Now, we mentioned it earlier, the drivers can go 55 to 60 laps on a tank of fuel, which means all these drivers will be within the fuel window around lap 225. Then the pit strategy will come into play. Do they stay out, stretch that fuel as far as they can go, or do they pit immediately? And it's going to be close for a lot of these drivers as they all pitted around lap 175. So some of the drivers will need that immediate pit stop right around lap 225. Matt Bear trying to go around oh no! Klein is around! And Matt Bear just lost a ton of spots. Caution is back out, lap 203. Frank Klein definitely having a rough night, and it looks like he may have caught Steven Seams as well. Matt Bear looks to the outside on Frank Klein as they go off into one. Klein just pushes up the track, comes across the Mad Bear's nose. Most of the field gets by okay. Frank starts rolling right in front of Steven Seams. And everybody is back on pit road. Wow. Frank Klein definitely has struggled here tonight in his XCAL debut. Luke Turpin did stay out. Will he come in? Noah Carpenter is headed in. Will Turpin be able to get back to the lead lap here? Octavio leads them off pit road. McRecken in second. Steven Rex in third. Jared Mogart in fourth. King Matt the Bear back in fifth. Joe Campbell, Cristiano Roca, Flying Ryan, Jeff Edgar, and Lataro come out in 10th. Lataro's headed back in. They cannot go the distance from here. Hey, good evening, Tina. Thank you so much for the stars, Tina. Now, I appreciate you coming by, Tina, as always. Richie, you can always message me, buddy. Octavio Rondoletto continues to lead. He has led the most laps here so far tonight. Well, Tina, we definitely need, once Ryan's luck turns around a little, definitely need to get him into an XCAL race. I'm sure I can find him a car. Lataro is back in. We've got 3 cars on pit road for repairs. Lataro in to top off on fuel. Does Lataro think he can save enough fuel to stretch it out? They're going to have less than 70 laps to go. Most of these drivers said 55 to 60. Another caution could definitely have an impact on the fuel strategy, but I don't think anybody could go the distance from here. Lights go out on the pace truck. Here we go, coming out of 4. Green flag is back in the air. Octavio leads them into turn 1. The top 3 get one heck of a breakaway. Stephen Rex now up into 4th. Joe Campbell currently in 5th. Flying Ryan looks underneath Cristiano Roca. Now into 6th. Jason seems in 8th. Now closing in on Roca as well. Brent Meck is currently 9th. Jeff Edgar in 10th. Luke Turpin is back on the lead lap. Right behind defending champ King Matthew the Bear. Not anymore. Turpin shoots under. Superman is going to the front. Stephen Rex in 4th is closing back in on that top 3. Stephen Rex and Joe Campbell both sitting 4th and 5th place. Just set their fastest laps of the night. They are on maximum attack here. As things heat up and we get down, oh, Octavio goes way up the track. Matt Bear is now, or Kyle Martin, excuse me, now underneath McRecken, trying to go to the lead for the first time tonight. And out of 4, McRecken does lead for the first time here tonight. Before we get to final stops and the final chaos of this race, let's take our final quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, you won't miss a thing. We will go side by side. All right, folks, we are back and taking you to the finish. Richie, have a great night, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, thank you so much, John. I appreciate it, buddy. Every bit helps out, my friend. Don't forget, 2 weeks from tonight, we are at 5 Flags, and if this race has been good, that race will be better. Don't forget to check out the XCAL Racing web shop, xcalracing.com/shop. Get your new King Matthew the Bear t-shirts. Tonight's event brought to you in part by Tri-E Inc. and the Cooler Crew. Huge shout out to them. And as always, race control equipment provided by Admin Box. Use promo code XCAL_box to save 10% on all orders at www.adminbox.com. And again, Admin Box, make a broadcaster box and have me beta test it. Also, while you got some time this week, make sure, in addition to the XCAL Racing web shop, you go to the Admin Box Facebook page, the Butt Kicker Facebook page. Tell them thank you for sponsoring XCAL. Tell them you saw them here on How to Suck at iRacing. As Jared Mogard goes to the lead for the first time. McRecken back underneath. Was that a strategy trade-off there to give Mogard a few bonus points for the season? When this gets down late in the season, every point matters. Jared Mogard currently 30 points behind King Matthew the Bear. That 5 extra points here tonight, though, could be huge later on in the season. Octavio Rondoletto, Joe Campbell, and Ryan Seams rounding out your top 5. 3 J&S cars now in the top 5. And 2 of the Flaming Karma cars also in the top 5. Octavio Rondoletto and Lataro Lamperti both in the top 5 at the moment. Also, Luke Turpin is still making a comeback. Turpin now back in 10th. Noah Carpenter is currently 18th. He has not been able to fight his way back toward the front like he had before. Could a little late race fuel strategy help get him back in the fight? Jason Seams, the fearless leader of the Bustin' at the Seams team, currently sits in 7th place. Noah Carpenter was well on his way to a podium finish until he got turned around. He is trying to fight his way back. Jeffrey Goodpasture, also from Bustin' at the Seams, currently sits in 17th. Steven Seams has moved up to 19th. Despite the car just being a little bit off tonight, he has managed to keep up as much pace as possible. That team has been tuning on that car. Michael DiCarlo, one of the 2 single car team out here. DiCarlo currently in 16th. The other single car team out here tonight, Kyle McRecken Martin driving for EHP currently sits in second. Sean Andrews has now pulled that J&S car up to 8th place, coming by that Flaming Karma car of Lataro, putting him in 9th. Luke Turpin is on pit road. They are within the fuel window. This will be his final stop. Brent Mackes also coming in. McRecken has gone back to the lead now. The leader's coming back around to Steven Seams. Steven moves up the track, lets the leaders go by. I expect to see that car up battling for top 10s before long. Steven Seams has shown he has the speed in practices, heats, and at points during the races. That team just trying to get their bearings before they come up here and start being in the fight. Michael DiCarlo also on pit road. Frank Klein, Gerald Thanos Poole, both sitting on pit road, have been for a while trying to get their cars fixed. Jeffrey Goodpaster now on pit road. Right behind DiCarlo. Joe Campbell now up into 3rd place. Joe looking for that 2nd win of the season. He won the season opener at Charlotte. Joe Campbell also won that epic season opener in 2021. Seems like on odd numbered years, Joe Campbell is on fire. Kyle Martin and Jared Mogard, though, still trying to put some space between them. They still have to come in for that final fuel stop. And it looks like one of our drivers who's out early is in the green room. Let's see if we can get a word. Thanos, it has been a rough night for you, buddy.
Yeah, the couple little spins last time I got into the wall a little hard. Steering messed up and engine was overheating, a little bit too much damage to fix, and then things got really heated up and exciting, so I got to watching and listening, and yeah, I don't think we're probably that popular this week, but such is racing.
That definitely is, and 2 of your cars out already tonight, as it looks like Frank Klein may not make it back out tonight. That car is taking quite a bit of a hit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, a motor damage situation, you know, you get all that time for repairs, but hey, you know, that's why they call it racing and not winning, but it'd be exciting to see how this one rolls around. I think there's a lot of different strategies going on.
Definitely appears to be, and obviously Octavio and Lataro have been fast all night long, and really expect them after the strategies play out to be up here battling for the win.
Well, yeah, we'll keep that info close to vest, but yeah, it should be interesting getting down. Like I said, a lot of unhappy team owners out there and drivers and things, so it should be an exciting week off in XCAL.
Well, it definitely will be, and going short track racing at 5 Flags in 2 weeks, if everybody doesn't calm down, that could get rough.
Oh, and I've got some really exciting news about 5 Flags. Mr. AJ Gotze will be back in the BRR car.
Well, that's really going to make things tough for everybody else, man.
Yeah, you got to keep throwing gas on the fire if you need it to burn.
That is definitely the truth, man. Sorry for your bad luck, but your team is in good position tonight. Hopefully we see one of them in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, like I said, keep watching. There's some race left, and we'll see who runs best on fumes.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Catch you later.
Gerald Thanos Poole, owner of the Flaming Karma race team. Hey, Captain Caveman, it definitely was a rough night for you, buddy. Hopefully things will turn around, though. Most of the field last pitted on lap 204. They should be just about out of fuel at this point. Most of the drivers did say 55 to 60 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight. Tina, have a great night. Thank you once again for the stars. Always appreciate it. Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. McCracken and Mogart are putting on a show. Sean Andrews is headed in. Here we go. Looks like pit stops underway, and McCracken and Mogart about to be in heavy lap traffic. Still some pit stops left to go. 20 laps to go. Worth reminding everybody that at 10 laps to go, there will be no more cautions, no more waiver rounds. Jason Seams just completed his pit stop. Kyle Martin just pulled up into lap traffic. Noah Carpenter ahead. Jared Mogart is in. McCracken last in, lap 204. And based on what Gerald Poole said, are there some drivers out here that might be able to stretch it out? We know Lataro topped off on lap 207. He would have to go 68 laps on that tank. A few of those laps were under caution. Mogart is back out on track. Currently the first car 1 lap down in 11th. Ryan Seams, Joe Campbell have gone to pit road. King Matt the Bear now a lap down in 9th. And anybody in the comments want to guess whether or not Kyle McCracken Martin can go the distance on fuel, or have any guesses as to who can? Lataro also on pit road. And it looks like McCracken may be coming in. He is! Oh, McCracken has a problem on pit road. The gun into the marble's too hot, but he gathers it up. Stephen Rex now to the lead. Stephen Rex now has the lead. Octavio in second. Godino in third. Godino topped off under that stop as well. Let's take another look at McCracken going to pit road. Jason Seams missed pit road entry. Look closely as McCracken heads to pit road. You'll see all the marbles on the track that have washed down. He gets in there a little too hot, slides it, but he still gets it woed up to pit road speed. Wow, that was close. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTube. We will have some YouTube shorts up in the next couple of days from tonight, including that pit road entry. Stephen Rex gives up the lead. He is going to pit road. Octavio in the lead. Jadad, same. John, I'm guessing McCracken can recover to some degree, and Gerald apparently thinks somebody can go the distance. Thought it would be Lataro, but Lataro did pit. Can Octavio go the distance? Jeff Edgar currently in second. Jose Godino in third. Jose is one of those drivers that is very good at conserving fuel. Could be one of the drivers that goes the distance. With less than 10 to go, there will be no more cautions, no more wave arounds. The highest running car who has been to pit road is now Jared Mogard in 6th. The top 5 have not pitted. Octavio Rondoletto, Jeff Edgar, Jose Godino, Matt Baer, Cristiano Roca. They're all rolling the dice. Kyle McCracken Martin just went under Mogard. McCracken now to 6. Mogard looks back to the inside. Joe Campbell and Flying Ryan are headed forward as well. But now the question is, can Octavio pull it off? Kyle Martin about to go by the leader and reclaim the lead lap as well. Octavio is in major fuel conservation mode. Jeff Edgar missed pit road. We'll take a look at that incident here in just a moment. Octavio way up the track. 2 laps to go for Rondoletto. He has a 12.5 second lead on Godino. Jeff Edgar in 3rd, the Mad Bear in 4th, Roca in 5th. Out of turn 4, white flag flies. Octavio still has a big lead. Can he go 3/4 of a mile. Lap traffic will not be a problem. He's conserving all the fuel he can. Out of turn 4, Octavio's gonna get it done. He wins at USA. Jose Godino comes through 3 and 4. Jeff Edgar just went by into second. Godino comes home third. And before we talk to the drivers, let's see what happened to Edgar. Jeff battling with Godino, both of them going low. Edgar loses his front clip. They were not trying to get pit road. That was a battle for position that changed hands on the last lap. What a finish. Flaming Karma as first and third and fifth. A big night for them when earlier in the race it looked like they might get 1 or 2 in the top 10, but it was not looking good. It was looking like a J&S kind of night, but they turned it all around. And Jeff Edgar's last lap move for second was impressive. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Jose Godino. Jose, your fuel strategy was dead on. Are you out of fuel now?
Yeah, I was out of fuel in the backstretch in the last lap already. That's why I lost the second place.
Well, you managed to get it across the line and steal a podium finish, man. That was a long, long fuel run.
Yeah, it was a great race, a great team effort. First, third, and fifth. It was awesome.
It definitely was, man, and that was a great race. We know you're really good at saving fuel. It has paid off multiple times in the past, and it pays off again here tonight. Man, a great race. Great job. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, big props to Flaming Karma Paint Shop for all the support to my car all the year.
Well, great job tonight, Jose. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Dad.
Jose Godino comes home in third. Jeff Edgar has one heck of a night to come home in second. Jeff, that was one impressive second place finish, especially after that contact in the last couple laps.
Yeah, I thought me and Jose were racing for the lead there, and I figured he might give me the room there if I went down far enough, but no.
Well, in the end, he ran out of fuel on the back straightaway. You had just enough to make it across, and surprisingly, you didn't top off like some of the other drivers did under that last caution.
No, that's why I was so slow all night long. I was calculating.
Well, your math works out perfectly to put you up into second. I have to say, this season has been a dramatic change and a lot of improvement for you.
Yeah, we had a couple good races there tonight. I mean, I work hard, man. I work a lot of hours on these damn things, and yeah, it's nice to get a decent finish out of it.
Well, it definitely was, and more importantly, Jeff, who finished behind you?
Jose.
Well, who finished behind Jose?
Yeah, the Queen. Queen Matthew.
Man, awesome job, and you definitely get to go poke the bear with that one. Any team or sponsors you'd like to thank?
Oh, yeah, all of them. The Web Shop, Tri Inc., JT's Mobile Pressure Washing. I don't know who else is on my car. I'm drawing a blank right now. Flamin' Karma. Butt Kicker, and I swear there's another one. Oh, Admin box. That's it. Admin box. Y'all get discounts up there on the web shop.
Man, great job tonight. Awesome, awesome finish. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Jeff Edgar comes home in second, but the fuel strategy really pays off for one driver. Octavio Rondoletto is back in victory lane. Octavio, what an impressive win you had tonight, buddy.
Hi, Doug. The race was extremely hard because we had a lot of beef in the middle of the race, and I'm surprised we finished with a fuel strategy, thinking we had a lot of green flag runs, and I thought, okay, we're doing it normal, but I'm surprised, and I'm surprised too that everybody had to pit.
Yeah, I honestly was really surprised. I expected you and Jose to run out a couple laps short. You just managed to make it to the end. Did you run out of fuel after the start-finish line?
Yes, I had enough fuel to do some donuts. I was saving a little. I saw, okay, Chef is 11 seconds behind. Jose is 13 seconds behind. I have time to save a little more, thinking the virtual leaders were just behind me, gaining the lap again. So I was confident at the end.
Well, you definitely had a good reason to be confident tonight, man. A great job. You're back in victory lane. Awesome race. Any team or sponsors you'd like to thank?
At first, I want to say something for the Matthew Bird and that people. They were doing some shit show during the race. And a message from my team. We are back. Autor is back. Gregorio is back. We are back. So I want to say thanks to all the organization, XCAL Racing, for this, to the XCAL sponsors, because they are doing this possible. Flaming Karma Paint Shop and Flaming Karma Racing, because they are doing possible that the Roar Esports is racing right now in the XCAL. And thank you for you, Doug, as always, because you do an excellent job and you help us a lot with this league.
Well, thank you so much, buddy. You're definitely back tonight. Congratulations, Octavio. Back in victory lane. Great race, buddy.
Thank you. See you in the next one.
See you in 2 weeks, man.
See you.
Octavio Rondoletto is back in victory lane. What a finish. What strategy played out. And, man, just a wild race throughout. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm really at a point where I don't know what more to say about this race. Fuel strategy and speed, and it came down to the end. It was definitely a wild night. Don't forget to come back in 2 weeks. We will be at Five Flags tomorrow night. We are back with Nowski. Thursday night, Home Motorsports, and a whole lot of racing begins again Sunday morning. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, everybody.